Well, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's been quite a while. If you're seeing me, someone please drop a comment because I thought it was live, and then I went on the YouTube side of things, and it was showing nobody was there, and I wasn't live. So according to the streaming service, it says I am. So sorry about all that. Please bear with me. I'm trying to figure all this out. Okay, so well, it says I'm live. Let's see. There we go. All right. Well, we can begin. Sorry about the mix up there. But anyway, welcome to the show. It's been a rainy weekend here, and I just wanted to get on and do a live stream, give everyone an update, and give a chance for a Q&A. So I thought maybe we'll have a little conversation here this afternoon. You can ask me anything, just obviously keep it polite, but put it in the chat. I'd like to hear where you're from. If you've got any questions about ham radio or anything else, if you've got something personally. Okay, so it says use streaming question mark. You tell me because I'm getting mixed results here. For a while, it said I was streaming, and then it wasn't. So again, this is not my forte is running these live stream platforms. But I'll take that if there is a comment. I'll make sure I got a video. It says my cam is working. So anybody out there, if you can see me. All right, getting a couple comments there. Good afternoon. All right, that clears it up. Thanks to my wife who just sent me a text and said I am live. So hopefully I don't ramble on like too much of a fool. But anyway, it's a rainy weekend. We're kind of stuck in the house. I thought let's get a conversation going and let's get some questions Q&A. I get a lot of questions through the videos, questions when I meet people in person. And we'll get to all of them. I'll go through them all. I should get to them all. Put them in the chat, and I will go through them first come first serve basis. It may take a few minutes for me to catch up to it, but just wanted to do a real quick recap what's been going on. Holidays, we had a good Thanksgiving. My parents came down to visit me and my family from Minnesota, so we had a good visit with them. I just celebrated a birthday a couple of days ago, so we're all done with those festivities and looking forward to Christmas. I did put a video out a couple weeks ago, or actually 1 week ago. It said I need help because going through some struggles with the channel, and the consensus seems to be it's not related to the content, and people aren't disinterested because I've gone way off the rails. But I never really had any intentions of giving up or quitting. I got texts and emails and comments, so thank you all for that. I do appreciate all the support. But sometimes the YouTube algorithm and how all that stuff works is pretty difficult to figure out. There's a lot of people that think they got it figured out, but it'll do what it's going to do. I think the overall moral of the story is I'm going to keep making videos that highlights what I'm good at and what I like to do, and keep pushing forward. So I'll just go through the comments here. I did get at least one question, but okay. I'll just go through them real quick and then we'll answer them. Hit the first stream. Now I'm here. Thanks, James. Yeah, I kind of had a mix up there. It's been way too long. I should have been doing more lives, and I got a little rusty, but hopefully we'll get all that figured out. And the good folks at POTA Power. Good to see you all. I think I got on one of your live streams a while back when you were on the air. So appreciate you dropping by. I hope things are going well for you guys and for the channel and everything you're doing over there. Good to see you. My wife is here. There she is. Oh, isn't she so pretty? I don't know if she wants to be seen, but here's the first question related to ham radio. Do you use the G90? I don't own a G90. I know several people who do. It's a great radio. I really don't think I know anybody who's had one who just hates it or dislikes it. It's really a unique package because it's affordable. You've got all those band capabilities, and one thing that everybody loves is it's got an excellent tuner. So if you're getting started, G90 is a great place to start. The limiting factor is the power output. It is about a 20-watt radio, so you are limited there. But don't let that fool you. I hear people on the air all the time with great signal reports from a G90 or other QRP radios as well. Obviously, if the band conditions and other things are pretty bad, you'll struggle more than you will with a higher output radio. But yeah, I do not have one. I kind of think maybe we'll get one someday. My son Levi, that's the radio he wants. So he doesn't have his own radio and he doesn't really need one, but for some reason he really likes the G90. He got to use one at the local field day here last summer, and he really liked it. He liked the size and all the features. So if you got any follow-up questions, just drop them in and we could talk more about G90s, although I'm not an expert. That's what I just want to say. Paul, KJ5GKK, good to see you, Paul. Thanks for dropping by. Paul has been very active with POTA and YouTube. Go over and check out his channel, The Southern Ham. He's always got something going on there, and maybe we'll do another live stream here sometime soon. I'll keep scrolling down here. I got a hey from Scott, NB0W. Scott's a buddy of mine up in Nebraska. We were code buddies, or I guess we still are. We just kind of fell out of it, but we stay in touch all the time and talk about radios. I'd like to hear about your new rig that I think you just received, and I hope it works well for you. Thanks for dropping by, Scott. Okay, there's some back and forth within the chat, talking to each other, but that's what it's all about. Let's hang out and have a good time here, and talk about radio. So, if you do have questions, put them up. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about some common questions that I get all the time. A lot of them have to do with CW. If you don't know, I do CW and sideband. When I started in the hobby, I didn't really have any interest in CW, but over time, I did decide to get in. And most people, what they ask is, how to get started, or it's about learning. And I have an idea for a video that probably will be coming up here in the next few weeks, or by the first of the year for sure. But the way I look at it, there's really three phases in it. I think a lot of the success in learning CW is the mindset, how you're going to think about it, how you're going to approach it. Don't just think you're just going to learn it in a weekend and be great at it. It is a long-term process. It's not really one skill. It's a number of skills, and you're learning how to put it together. It's always evolving. I know a lot of people who have been doing CW for 20, 30 years, and some of them were stuck at a certain speed for a long time, and then they learned some new information, and then things got a lot easier for them, and it got a lot more fun for them. So just to keep it quick, very basically, I see step one as learning the characters, and there's many ways to do that. There's a lot of online apps and things like that. There's no shortage of that. So once you learn the characters, and that will take some time, the next step is to get on the air. And what I hear from people all the time is being on the air is the best teacher. And I think that goes for all the modes, not just CW, but especially CW, because there's an element of you can do it online and computerized stuff and programs. You can get caught up in this thing where I'm really good at this video game CW, but on the air is a totally different thing. I mean, the characters and all that's the same, but really you don't get good to get on the air. You get on the air to get good. So that's the second phase. And the third phase is learning to what we call head copy. So you're not writing down. A lot of people start out, and I did, writing down the characters on a piece of paper. Some people type them, and then so you're just going letter by letter instead of learning to hear the whole thing in your head and put that word together. So that would be the three phases. And like I said, I'm hoping to put it together a video and talk a little bit more about that. But it's going to take you 6 months, 9 months, a year to get comfortable. That's just how it is. For me, it took maybe only a month to get on the air, but the next year I didn't really advance a lot. I got to where I could do a POTA activation, but when I got some education and took a class with CW Innovations, that's where it kind of the floodgates opened, and I really was able to make some progress. So, looks like we got a couple of questions coming in here, and so let's go through them. Paul's asking if I'll be attending any Hamfest in 26. Well, yeah, I certainly will. We've got a guy here locally in our club who kind of keeps track locally, and he talks about where each one's going to be, and he's got all that scheduled figured out. I don't really have um, all the smaller ones figured out. I do try to get to ones that are close if the weekend works. We do plan to go to Huntsville again. I think that's just going to become an annual trip. We would like to go to Dayton someday, and I don't know if that will be in 26. It may or may not be, and yeah, that's a good question. I will keep everybody updated as we move through the year. But yeah, I do enjoy Hamfest, and my son Levi really does as well. So you can look for us there. Okay, I'm moving down here. James, I have used QRO and QRP IC706 Mark II-G, and he purchased the 705. G90 was acquired a month ago and love it, but barely know how to use it. Twist the knob, and that one and some things work. That was the reason I asked for the G90. Yeah, that's an. I mean, even though I'm not a G90 expert, that's another thing to bring up about radios. I really love the 891 that I got this year. It's a great radio. A lot of people love it, use it for POTA. But honestly, the first week I didn't really like it that much, and I was kind of frustrated because of the learning curve. And once I got through that, no problem. So, I mean, that's just another thing to be prepared for with a new rig. Some rigs are a lot more intuitive and easier to learn than others. Seems like the 705 and the IC 7300s are pretty intuitive, and like I at home here I have the 710, and I feel that's pretty intuitive as well. But it's kind of like one person may like ICOM or Yaesu or Kenwood or Elecraft or whatever. They're made by different people and different groups of people with different ways of thinking and different approaches, and one may really make a lot of sense to you and one may not. So we'll move on here. Let's see. I have started the CW journey. I'm trying to go straight key to head copy. Good luck to me. Yeah, and then a follow up. The next question: any suggestions to learn the alphabet better? Well, I would say the two things. There's LCWO, which stands for Learn CW Online. Now that's a website. Type that in, and they have something called the Morse machine. So as you learn the characters, it'll start out with two characters, and it'll play the sound and you type it in. And the more characters you learn, the more it'll show to you. That was pretty helpful. And a very similar thing that is in a phone app is called Morse Mania. And there's a free version, and then there's a full version. I bought the full version. It was only a few dollars. It was less than $10. It was maybe $5 or $8, and then the free version will get you the alphabet. It'll get that, but then you only get so far into the phrases and stuff, and I don't think it has all the options for that. But that has worked well. That's what I'd give it. I'd give it a try. Um, and Paul says, "Great, see you in Huntsville." Yeah, that was a good time. It's always a good time. It's not terribly far. It's maybe about 4 hours for us from where we're located. So, any more questions? Otherwise, I've got a couple other topics that I can bring up. Other thing I've been working on, if you've seen some of the shorts and stuff, is the van. So kind of redoing the whole van. I had it set up and in one way, and it's not the first redo by any means, but as things change and situations change, I have liked it so far. I've got the little kind of a it's kind of like a desk set up by the window. So right behind the driver's seat, I have that desk which faces the big window on the side of the van, and then those windows open up. So it's nice for airflow and fresh air, or sometimes I'll run the coax just right out that window. So that seems to work well. Haven't found. I've got a chair in there with a swivel seat. I haven't found the ideal chair. I started out with just like an office chair, but I found that with those wheels on that nice floor, it wanted to roll real easy. And one thing in the van, it doesn't set level. The back end is higher, and I'm sure they designed that way intentionally. So when you haul a payload, it'll sit more level, like a truck. So I was sitting at an angle, and I was trying to fight not rolling away the first time I used that chair. So one of the locations that I go to frequently, there happens to be a little kind of a low spot, or I don't know if it's a drainage ditch or what. So I'll pull in there, and I'll kind of back up till I feel it's a little more level, and then and sit like that. Of course, they do make, like for RVs, they have those leveling, like a ramp that you can drive up on, or different things like that. I don't know. I guess if I was going to set up long term, and by that I mean if I went someplace for a weekend and I was going to park there and sit there a couple of days, yeah, definitely that would be worth my time to use those leveling blocks and something like that. But if I'm somewhere in and out for an hour or two, I don't think I'll be doing that, but it could happen. And the other issue that I dealt with, besides the seating arrangement and all that, was the solar power stuff. So the battery that I have connected right now, we had a solar generator. I don't know if y'all remember the Patriot generators that were big about, I don't know, between 5 and 10 years ago. But it was a metal box, and the battery, everything was enclosed, and then you had a separate solar panel. So we had bought one of them, and it worked pretty well until one day it just up and died, and I have no idea. After we took it apart, I called the company. They don't sell repair parts. They don't repair them. Really wasn't much I could do. And when I took it apart, I thought, well, maybe I can salvage some stuff. So I salvaged the battery out of there, and I did see that there was a part of I think it's probably the inverter board, it fried. There was I don't know what it was, a circuit that had fried, and it was very obvious. But anyway, that battery is about a 60 amp hour battery, and I have that mounted in the van now. So I was charging that just with a little charger that I plug in at my house that I charged my small batteries with, and that did work, but it took a very long time, and it was a clumsy battery because it's not made portable like when you buy a battery for portable use with a handle and everything. This thing was just kind of sitting there, and it had the wires coming out, and not ideal by any means. So it has worked out very well. I've got that mounted, and then I've got a DC to DC charge controller. So what that will do is it connects to your solar battery, or what an RV would call a house battery, like a deep cycle battery, and also connects to your vehicle battery and or your alternator, and it also can connect to solar panels. So what I like about that is when I'm driving, it's charging. So a lot of times I'll go do an activation. It has a little like a display on the back for if it's charging or if it's fully charged. And the one time I went out, operated for an hour, maybe two, drove home, and I checked it, and it was already charged by the time I got home. So that may be a really handy deal for a lot of people. Even if you don't have solar and you can hook it up in your vehicle, you may never have to take it out of there and charge it again. So again, I will be putting together a video on that, and some more details as that develops. I did use it connected to the solar panel as well, and that worked okay. It was just one solar panel, so it really didn't have a lot of output. And basically, it'd probably take most of the day to charge a battery, but that option is there if I need it, and we'll see what happens in the future. I'm planning to kind of relocate all that into a different part of the van. So that's been what's up with the van. I'm not seeing any more questions in the chat. You can let me know. We're coming up on about a half hour. It's always kind of a crapshoot because you don't know who's going to be there, if those people are going to have a lot of questions or not. But I wanted to come on anyway. And I do realize it's Sunday, so we're competing with football and Christmas programs, a lot of stuff going on this time of year as well. So we'll take what we can get. But any more questions? And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be about ham radio. It could be about me personally, my past, or whatever. We're just here to hang out. So if nothing comes up, I'll probably close it down. But again, just want to recap that, the video I put out a while back was kind of confused about what was going on with the channel. And I do really appreciate all the encouragement and feedback that I did get. I'm not quitting. I'm not going anywhere. And I just really need to know if somehow I had just started in a direction that was no longer interesting. And I didn't feel like my videos had really changed all that much. So I did appreciate hearing from all the people on that. Let me just take a look over here. Well, I am not seeing any, so I'll probably wrap it up. Another thing to think about is a schedule. Maybe it'd be better if I could nail down a schedule on when to go live. I only gave everybody about maybe an hour or an hour and a half heads up before I started this, kind of a spur of the moment thing. But if it was a live stream every Wednesday or Sunday or whatever day, then people can kind of plan around that. So we got another comment here from James. I made a Milwaukee to 13.8 volt box, most parts on Amazon. So discharge only vice for emergency relay. Yeah, it is. It's not a bad idea. I did actually think about that, and hey, that could come in handy. I mean, I do some contractor work and stuff too. I've already got a lot of those batteries and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of neat things that people are coming up with batteries and that sort of thing. Let's see. Hey, from Scott again. I think YouTube has been messing around with things last week or two. I've been getting lots of recommendation for old videos. Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing about YouTube. It's constantly changing. You go and watch like, hey, I'm struggling in my channel. You watch some video from a year ago, or it could be a totally different deal that's always changing. And I don't know if that's intentional, in a malicious way to mess with people. I mean, they are a business. They want to make money. The more people they can have on their site and advertise to, the more money they make as well. So uh, you never know. It's just a fact of life on this platform. But a radio, another comment from James, but can be a radio low amp box for 20 amp if interested. Yeah, that's a neat idea. I don't think that's something I personally have a need for, but yeah, there's a lot of good things that you can do. Any more questions? Kind of winding it down here. If you've got anything, I'll give you a last chance. It's kind of like when you're out parks on there. Sometimes you're threatened to go QRT, and then you get a big slew of people for another 10 minutes, and then you're about to quit, and then it just about died, and then it starts back up again. So you never know what you're going to get. Well, I'm not seeing anything. If you can catch me before I shut it down, I will try to answer. But I just do want to really thank everybody. I do really appreciate the comments. The more comments that we can get going, the more fun everybody has. Another thing I'd like to leave you with. I really did enjoy the live shows with guests. So I'm looking for guests. If you or somebody else might make a good guest, shoot me an email. You do not have to be an expert in any specific area because it's just human interest. Even if you're a ham and maybe you don't have any specialty, but we'd like to hear your experience. We'd like to hear how you got into the hobby. We'd like to hear about, first rigs and first antennas and what you've done with it. It is educational and it is entertaining. Yeah, right. James says it takes a village. So too, and he also said, "Glad to have your opinion on my CW journey." Yep, take it as it comes. It's gonna take a while, but don't get discouraged. Just hang in there and keep going, and hopefully have fun with it. So with that, I think I'll sign off here. I do again. Thanks for joining me. And if you're watching on the replay, yeah, go ahead, ask questions in the comments on the replay. I'll try to answer them as best I can. And like I said, you can always shoot me an email as well. So that'll be it for today. Thanks again, and we will catch you next time. 7-3, everybody.